Hello, boys and girls, men and women, and all those in between. It's yours truly again, Kat Rio, and welcome back to my channel. This, my friends, is the latest video from my blog. So, today is Sunday, July 19th, 29th, the 3rd. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Honestly, at some point in your life, every day just blends into the next, and it's just one long fucking day. So, who knows what day it is? I mean, I know the day. Anyways, let's move forward. So, today's video is going to be addressing some comments that I've been getting on Instant Messenger and comments that are being left on my channel. Most of them are wonderful comments. I mean, you guys have been so supportive, and I'm really surprised that anyone would find me interesting at all. So the fact that you guys even watch my videos is just so flattering, and I thank you so much. It encouraged me. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's talk today normally. All right. It encourages me to continue making these videos because in the beginning, I started making the videos, and then I went like I made like 6 videos, and then I went like about, I don't know, almost a year without making any more because I just had nobody watching them. So I don't know what happened in that time frame where I was not checking up on the channel, but it somehow started taking off. And although I don't have a lot of viewers, there were subscribers. Well, no, actually it's the other way around. I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I do have a lot of viewers. And I was hella shocked. So I'm taking your suggestion, and I'm doing this film horizontally, which is very weird and awkward for me. I'm not a big fan of change, as you probably already know. But I do think it looks better horizontally. So thank you guys for the suggestion. Maybe it will gain me more viewers, because apparently when I did my phone vertically, it pissed people off. So, yes, going back to the comments. God, I get so distracted. If you notice, it's early Sunday morning, and I'm already done up, right? Actually, I wake up like this. Honestly, I just wake up in the morning, and this is what I look like. No, nobody believes that. Actually, I was looking for my other earring. These earrings? Because I lost them for a while, and I found them under the bed. But on top of that, I found this eyeshadow palette that I lost, I don't know, like a month ago. So after I brushed off the dust bunnies and a few dead insects off of them, I decided to use it. And although, despite what my mother says, who thinks that Sharpie does my makeup, I think it looks really nice. And you know what? You never know unless you try, right? You gotta try different colors. You gotta try what works with you. And just realize I'm not wearing a shirt. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, and we're back with that short commercial break that had no commercial in it. So this is me, Pinky Tuscadero, you can call me. So let's going back to the comments, because I keep going off on tangents. You know how I do. Most of the comments are wonderful and supportive and beautiful, and they encourage me. However, there's always a flip side to everything, right? So I've had a few haters that drink haterade, coming at me with these accusations of, well, I guess what I'm trying to go with it is that some of them have made comments like I'm belonging to the trans agenda, that I'm trying to corrupt children to become transgender, that I'm trying to push this movement of changing the vernacular so that we can call non-binary people they and them and all that shit. Listen, I do not align myself with the extreme left whatsoever. In fact, I'm not even a Democrat, nor am I a Republican. I consider myself an independent. Now, when it comes to my values, some of them are more conservative and others are more liberal. But that's my business. And you can't be so presumptuous as to think that just because I'm trans that I align myself with these extremists. I don't agree with the way they go about canceling comedians and getting professors fired from the university because they're not using the right verbiage. I think it's horrible. The cancel culture is horrible. I think that the PC culture is horrible. I believe that the youth today has just become way too hypersensitive and way too entitled. They want to scream and they want to bully people into following their belief system. And that doesn't make them any more right than the extreme right or any other fanatical type of movement. So don't assume that just because I'm a transgender person that I align myself with their belief system. I do not. And if you watch my videos, dipshit, you would know that. It just really pisses me off when people think that they know me and they don't. If you're going to make an assumption about me, at least take the time to research the previous videos so that you know where I stand when it comes to the political state of the union. Now, some trans people actually can't stand me, and I myself have been labeled as transphobic despite being transgender myself. Reason why is because they do a lot of shit I don't agree with. I mean, I'm not really going to get into it in this video, but I know that I'm going to get some shit for it. But they have a lot of belief systems that do not align with the way I believe, okay? I believe in science. For example, I believe that trans women and trans men live their lives as the sexual gender that they identify as, right? So for example, I was born a biological male and I am still currently a biological male. It doesn't matter how many surgeries I have. It doesn't matter how many modifications I make. I may present myself as a female and I may look female to some people. However, I'm still biologically male and nothing is going to change that. Now, because I make that statement, some trans people just fucking really hate me. And that's fine. You can believe what you want. This is why we live in a democracy, because we are free to believe what we want. Now, science kind of makes more sense than all this other bullshit that's being thrown out. So I'm going to go along with science, okay, boo? Sorry about it. Now, I would love if people refer to me as a female because something happened to me in the womb. Transgender people, some of them have been diagnosed with gender identity disorder or gender dysphoria. It's this compulsion that we feel that we are not the gender that we were born as. So this is an idea. How about when you have a kid, whether it comes out boy or girl, don't push your male or female agenda on that kid. Just let that buy boy toys and girl toys alike and let that child gravitate to whatever they want to play with and let them identify with whatever type of gender they feel they identify with. I'm not saying push anything on the kid. I'm saying let the kid make its own decision, okay? As far as I can remember, everything that was related to boys was foreign to me, completely foreign. I only wanted to do girl things. I'm talking like 2-3 years old. I felt like a female my entire life, but I kept being reminded through beatings and through traumatic events that I was a boy. And that fucked me up for life. If I was just allowed to live my life the way I felt it was natural for me to live my life, what came natural to me, then things would have been profoundly different. If I was able to arrest my male growth at a young age, then I would have been able to pass more for a female 100%, and my life would have been also considerably much easier. Now, people have their reservations about this. I get it. There are people that change their mind all the time. I hear about these trans people that detransition every day, and it's terribly tragic and it's terribly sad. That's why I don't think any child should be allowed to have any surgeries before the age of 18. I do believe that it's okay for them to take hormones though, because the minute they stop taking hormones, they will start to develop back into the gender they were born as if they decide to change their mind. I know there's a lot of people that don't know anything about who they are or what they want to be. I know that. But I know that there are plenty of people that do. I've always felt female. Nothing has ever changed that. There weren't any amount of beatings or ridicule or isolation that has ever changed the way I felt on the inside. So when I finally got the courage, after being hit by a car and almost dying, and when I finally got the courage to finally live my life for myself, I said, fuck it. And all fucks were thrown out the window because I decided I was going to live my life for myself. So stop saying that I'm lying to myself and telling myself that I'm a woman. I know very well that I'm a man. I know very well that I was born a biological man and I will die one. But I go through the efforts of changing my secondary sexual characteristics to match that of a woman so that I feel comfortable in my own skin. I would love if the people in the public would refer to me as a female just out of pure respect, out of common courtesy. But I don't think it should be a law. I don't believe in what Canada did. I mean, although their prime minister is fine, honey, he is fine. But I don't agree with him passing that law. They refer to a person however they want you to. I mean, I would love if everyone would just refer to me as a female and she and her. But I don't want to force them to do it. This is America. This is a democracy. People can choose not to like me. People can choose not to understand the transgender people. That's okay. They should have the right to think and feel what they want. They should also have the right to say what they want. If the Nazis want to get on a platform like YouTube and speak their hate, let them. Let them. Let people look at this content and let them be the decision makers on what they want to follow. Don't filter shit for us. We are adults, okay? We know what's right from wrong. It's innate in our hearts what's right from wrong, okay? And so you have to have more faith in society. People will come across these types and they'll base a decision on what they want to believe in through what they hear. No one should be able to control that. That should be left up to the individual. That's what freedom is all about. Despite whether I agree with it or not, I still think that everyone should have a platform, even haters. So if that makes me controversial, if that makes me transphobic, despite being trans myself, then I guess, then label me as whatever you want. But I know in my heart who I am and what I am. And you can't take that away from me. So stop saying that I'm lying to myself and that I am trying to make people believe that I'm a woman. No, honey, I'm just trying to be comfortable in my own skin. I know that I'm never going to be an actual woman. But I live my life as a woman and I experience my life as a woman. Now, there are things I will never experience. I won't experience childbirth or having menstrual cramps, thank God, or all of the other profound things that natural-born women go through. I can never compare myself to a cisgender woman, and I never will. However, I do think that there are a lot of similarities because I live my life as a woman. Now, whether they want to accept that or not, that's up to them. But the truth is that that's how I experience my life, is like through a woman's point of view. So, now that we covered that, let's move on to the next topic, shall we? Oh my God, I just realized that my shirt matches my bra. Huh, I am Pinky Tuscadero. So, I've been also getting a lot of messages about people that are just really kind of like curious if they themselves are trans. And they're asking me a lot of questions about like, how did I know I was trans? And it wasn't even really my mom. It was more my biological father. He was very abusive. And again, I don't think that initially it started out with hate behind it. I think it was more out of sheer embarrassment because I was a reflection upon him. And so I would get beatings for just being myself, for just doing what came naturally. The beatings became pretty severe, as far as I can be told, because I don't remember most of it. I do remember one time he made me put a fork in a socket to get electrocuted. I do remember that very distinctively. And some other horrible things that he did. So I was very happy when my mom left him at a very young age and met my stepfather, who ended up being my dad. And my dad is who raised me my entire life. Since I was about, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. He was the only father that I can truly say I ever had. And unfortunately, about 7 years ago, my dad passed away. My biological father is still alive. He lives not very far from me, but I have not seen him in many, many years. He's actually never met me as Kat, and he probably never will. And that's quite all right, because he's not really missed. I don't have any animosity towards my biological father or any resentments towards him. I have forgiven him for what has happened. I have forgotten about it. I've moved forward. There's no place for hate in my heart. With hate, I would never be able to grow as a person. I would just become bitter and jaded, and I would become somebody very similar to him, and that's not what I want from my life. We have to learn to forgive, and we have to learn that love is the most powerful force in the universe, and that's what you need to push forward. Now, do I want to be all kumbaya, share a beer with him? Hell the fuck no. Don't want to. Don't need to. I don't have a need for him in my life anymore. I have siblings by him that are now adults. They could reach out to me and find me if they chose to, but they choose not to for whatever reason. I was never allowed to have a relationship with my brother and sister from my father. I've met them on a few occasions, and I thought they were lovely kids when I met them, but they're now adults, so that just goes to show how long it's been that I've seen any of them. As for my full brother, I have two other brothers. As for my other brothers, one of them, unfortunately, has been incarcerated for most of his life, and the other one is just, he's just kind of not the nicest guy in the world, I guess you could say. I do love my older brother, but he's kind of judgy and hateful, and I really don't have a place in his life, so bye, Felicia. And that's just that. I am not very close with my family. I am close with my mom. My mom has always been very accepting of me. I've put her through a lot, child, and she is always by my side. Do we get along? Hell no, we do not get along. She does not like me very much, but she loves me unconditionally, and that's what matters. And I love her too. We're just very different or similar. Who knows? But we are like this. So we just keep ourselves at a distance and we get along just fine. But I do see her every day. Hi, Carmen. And we get along for the most part. As long as we don't get into any conversations, we're good. You know, we got a good high and bye relationship. I'll be like, hey, sister friend. Hey, mama. So, okay. Wow, I got a little bit of passionate there earlier, huh? Ooh, get all militant and shit. Kind of turns me on. It's sexy. Anyways, I'm actually not turned on by now. That was a total joke. I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do with myself today since I'm not working. Well, of course, I have to make money somehow, so I'm thinking about taking my old cell phone and trading it in. I don't know if they're going to want it because it was run over by a few cars, but hopefully they will. I won't know unless you try. And I'm doing this horizontal filming thing. I got to figure out a better setup because right now I'm like, I don't know, hidden dragon, crouching tiger on my bed right now, and I think my legs are asleep. So when I get up, I'm not going to be able to walk. And I need to get used to where to look on the phone when it's horizontally. Change is not very easy for me, you guys. Okay, also, let me update you on my love life. Or lack thereof, I should say. Nothing has happened at all. It's pure crickets. I have coochie cobwebs. No men have been tapping at my door. None that I want to sleep with, at least. Nobody's taken me out on dates lately. I do get a few stalkers online. Thank you for that. It's always nice to be stalked. I recently had to change my phone number because I had yet another accident on my scooter on Wednesday. I seriously ate concrete. I face planted. Thank God I wear so much makeup because it acts as a buffer against the concrete and my actual flesh. Thanks, Dermablend. So I ate it. I got hurt as fuck. The handlebars to my scooter was missing 6 screws. That's why the handlebars came off. So there were 6 screws removed from my handlebars, which just adds to the belief that people are conspiring to murder me. I mean, there's so much evidence, y'all, but what are you gonna do, right? So I busted my ass in front of like 4 people. There were 3 city workers and there was 1 passerby, right? Do you know that he just walked over me, the passerby? He literally just stepped over my body. So apparently now I'm a speed bump. And as for the city workers, they could give no fucks about me busting my ass. And all the contents of my purse, including my cell phone and other things that are legal and illegal, have all spilled out onto Dixie Highway. So cars, of course, took the liberty of running over most of it. And not a one asked me if I was okay or helped me up or gave me bandages for my bloody knees and left shoulder. No, not one. Thanks, America. Your compassion is just overflowing. So I hobbled, got my scooter and pieced it back together long enough so that I can get my friend to call me an Uber because I have no money. And they figured out that the reason why the handlebars came off was because the screws came out. So my ex-husband Mark put the screws back in. Thank you, Marky. And now I can ride it again until my next ultimate demise comes to term. So wish me luck. The day is young. Hopefully I'll get through the day and have another video for you this week. But with that, I am out, you guys. It's a beautiful day out there. I'm going to go get sweaty and swamp-assy and find my way to my mom's pool that I call the Oasis. All right? Thanks for listening, you guys. Keep the comments coming. Keep the supports coming in. And don't forget to hit the like button. Damn, I should have said that in the beginning. Oh, okay. Bye.